Hi, everybody. It's Dina. I'm back with the Realize Foundation and another one of our Scars to Stars Volume 2 authors, Mr. Chuck Wojack. So, welcome, Chuck.
Thank you. So happy to be here.
Yeah. So, I'll jump right in and say the first question I ask everybody is tell us a few sentences about your chapter and what you wrote about.
Well, it wasn't easy for me. I decided to write a chapter about somewhat of my journey over the last 3-4 years, and just my transformation from kind of just being a participant in life to deciding to take some direction. And a lot of that leads to me learning about the community where people can hire coaches and invest in themselves and get help with certain mindsets or learning or even just thought processes that they may not know about. And me investing in my first coach is really what drove my chapter and the changes that has made in my life.
That's awesome. And I know your first coach, and she's amazing.
Yes, yes.
Actually, we were born in the same hospital 2 weeks apart.
Oh, no way.
How crazy is that? Yeah.
That is very crazy.
Um, so my next question is, what was your experience being part of this project and writing about this?
Dina, it is so hard to put words on paper about yourself, especially when it's things that maybe you haven't thought out into clear crystal thoughts in a
Mhm.
long time. It's easy to experience the feelings or just go through them and I guess process them on sort of a subconscious level. But when you have to actually put those words on paper and reread them, it's it's a changing process. I'm not going to say it's difficult. I think it's growth. I think it's part of becoming a better person is being able to articulate some of what you have struggled with and how you dealt with it and then learn from it. And I think the purpose of the chapters and the purpose of your whole book is to help others who may be dealing with the same thing or to learn how they can see a way out of a situation or a way through a difficult time or even just a way to better and improve themselves. I think as a species, we should always be improving. And I know I spent several years just surviving
Mhm.
and not really looking for improvement.
I agree. I think that everybody who um, writes, for years people would tell me you should journal, and I was like, I don't have time for that. Um, but during the pandemic, I did start journaling, and it was amazingly helpful
Well, it's hard
because
to deal with those things that you're feeling, and sometimes people either stuff them down or push them aside, and I know I did. And then when you start having to write them down, you're like, oh, well, wait, why did I feel that way?
Mhm.
Oh, well, that's not true. I just felt that way in a moment. So
Yeah,
let's maybe change it. And learning those processes is what made all the difference for me.
yeah, and I think it's a huge process for processing and healing and mental health issues and anxiety, and it's a really big um, release where you get it out of your brain, and then your
Hmm.
brain has more room to do other things.
Yeah,
And
from the mental health aspect, I think that's important because I actually went through clinical training for DBT therapy when I was dealing with my own mental health, and then being put on medication and stuff. And I think I mentioned this in my chapter, but I actually had gone through a relationship that had led to me being on a lot of antidepressants and dealing with mental health. And I was able to wean myself off of that slowly. Don't recommend it, without talking to a doctor, but um, doing it in a clinical setting, those same type of techniques, when explained through the process of really examining your thoughts and what my coach helped me with, I think is what made a little bit of difference. And when you learn about learning styles, you learn that, and that's why I love your book so much. And the first one is because everybody has different learning styles, and one method may click with you where it didn't click
Mhm.
before. And that's what I'm trying to say. The workbooks and the diagrams and stuff didn't really click. But this process, the lists, the determined goals, the envisioning really worked for me.
That's awesome. I'm glad to know that.
Yeah.
um, well, do you want to leave the audience with any last thoughts?
Oh, listen, you can't even imagine when you're going through the struggle of trying to learn to see a better path for yourselves. You can't even imagine what's on the other side. And you have to just trust the process. You have to do the work. And one day it will just hit you that I never could have imagined things would be like they are, um, and as good as they are. And I'm having an amazing summer. My kids have been here for a month. And, if you had talked to me a couple of years ago, everything was drab, divorce was difficult, and I wasn't sure what the future would be like. And I can't imagine it being any better.
Well, thank you for sharing that. And I'm so excited because I've seen you through part of that journey and gotten to know you and work with you, and it's been wonderful. And you've always been there and supportive when I need help with tech issues and stuff. But so for anyone watching, you can find the launch event at therealizefoundation.org under the events tab, and you can register for free, or you can also give a donation, which would be greatly appreciated. Um, but the launch event will be on September 22nd. It'll be 1 o'clock Mountain Standard Time, 3 o'clock Eastern Time, and it'll be about 2 hours. And you'll get to meet all the authors. You'll get to hear about all of their chapters and what they wrote about. And you'll also get to meet some people in our community, and we'll get in breakouts and do some simple exercises so you can just connect with other people. So it's really fun, and we hope to see you there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take us out of the feed for a minute and put up a graphic so you can see what the book looks like and a little more about the event, and then we hope to see you there.
All right. Can't wait.